Hello guys, in today's tutorial I am going to teach you how to create an Docker image and upload it to the Docker Hub, and also with that image how to create a container that runs Zookeeper inside. If you have watched my previous videos, you may think we already done that in 2 video tutorials. Yes, we have done those, but what we are going to do today is automate that process. To automate it, we are using Ansible. So first of all, you have to install Ansible. I'm using MacBook, so you may have to install in whatever the OS that you are using. I have already installed it here. Yeah, as you can see, it has 2.9.6 version. So let me show you that the script that I am going to run. I have already written that. I will explain it step by step. First, I will run it and show you what it exactly does. This is a YAML file where we have described the steps that we want to automate. We call it as an Ansible-Playbook. Here there are tasks and with several steps, such as creating a directory, download Zookeeper, and so on. I will explain them one by one. First of all, we run this script and see what will happen. I will show you. This is my Docker Hub. There is no image with the name Sensu. This is the image name that I'm going to create locally and try to upload into Docker Hub. I'll show that I don't even have those images already. Okay, before we run the script, I'll show you that I don't have anything in my desktop as well, where I'm going to create the directory. So now let's go and run this script. So it executes one by one. Here it says create directory structure, which means now it's executing this part of the playbook. So what it does is it creates a directory with inside it creates a directory in the given path. This is the way that we can give variables inside Ansible. Here I have declared my local directory path like this. So this part will be replaced here. So when this step running completed, it will create a directory called Zookeeper, and inside that a directory called data. Now we can, that step has already passed. We go to the desktop directory. In the desktop it has created a Docker directory. Here, desktop Docker, and inside Docker it will create Zookeeper, and data. So the next step is downloading Zookeeper. Here also, this is the download URL I have given as a variable. Under vars tag I have declared my variables, and the source this one, downloading from this URL, and it will download it and store in my this given local destination path, which is inside Docker Zookeeper. Inside Docker Zookeeper, it has downloaded and the file. The third step is extract Zookeeper. Yes, it downloads the tar.gz file, and in this step is extracting the Zookeeper. This is the source, and destination where I need to extract is also given as in the destination parameter. So what you have to identify is the main your main concern should go with these tags. These are kind of Ansible commands. So inside get URL, you can find URL and destination. This is how you can unarchive. In this Ansible documentation, where you can get a proper descriptive explanation on these tags. The next step is remove tar file. The reason you can't see the tar file here is the file has been executed that this step as well, which is it will remove the tar file after it extracted. Again, this is the file command. When we need to delete, set state as absent. The next step is removing tar file, copy source configuration file. Here what we are doing is there's a default configuration zoo configuration file called zoo.sample, and from that file we are creating a copy of that and name it as zoo.cfg. Let's go inside the directory and see whether that file has been created. Yes, that file has been created. And in my previous video, I have explained why this data directory is important, because once we run the Zookeeper, our Zookeeper snapshots and Zookeeper process IDs are stored in this data directory. That's why we have created this data directory. And in the next step, what we have done is replace data directory path. I will open the Zookeeper and show. I will open the Zookeeper configuration file, the sample file. I will open it something. Here you can see this is the default data directory path, but what we need is we need to replace this parameter from our data directory path, which is this one. So this is the file that we are going to use. So in this file, that change should be there. Yeah, that change also happened. So like I mentioned earlier, this is the automation part, but we have to give our steps clearly inside the YAML file. Next, what we are doing is creating the Dockerfile content. We are creating the Dockerfile content inside our Zookeeper. If you have seen my previous video, which is how to create Zookeeper Docker image using Dockerfile, you can see this same content we have written in that Docker file. What we have done here is we tell this YAML file to write the Docker file with this content. By using this pipeline, it will keep this indentation and line separation as it is. If we have removed this pipeline sign, this whole content will be written as a single line. And we need the file permission to set it as executable as well. So creating the Docker file, and next build the image. So let's see whether an image has been created. Yes, this is our base image that we are downloading from the Docker Hub. If I show you it here, yes, this is the base image. It has been downloaded, and by using this base image we are creating our custom image called Zookeeper. So the image has been created. This image we need in our next step. I will explain it later. As you can see, this is the field image part. Custom image name is Zookeeper and tag is 1. Image name is Zookeeper and tag is 1. If we do it manually, we are running the docker build command, and in Ansible it has been replaced using the source build command. Our next step is tag and push to Docker Hub. The reason there's a second image created is we are tagging this our custom image in order to push it to the Docker Hub. We can use a separate tag here if we need, and give a name as we need. From this step, the purpose of this step is if we assume you have a custom image locally, but you have a need to push it into your artifactory with a different name and a different tag. In order to do that, you can, without building the whole image from the scratch, you can use the existing image and change it name and tag version and upload it to your artifactory. Let's see with it's now we are in the uploading state. Since it has nearly 1 GB, it may take some time to upload the content. And once it uploaded, the next step is creating a container using the local image to verify that we don't have, yes, we don't have any containers so far, because we are still in the uploading to Docker Hub step. And yes, here I can show you another important thing. So this is the documentation that I told you. It has a proper explanation of what are the parameters that we can use and their usage of that, everything. If you take this Docker image, there's a repository parameter that we have used. What you can do is search it here, then try to get the understand of that parameter, what it does. And at the end of the page it gives some examples as well. So as I saw earlier, now the image has been uploaded. Tag and push to Docker Hub. Now we are in our Docker Hub. Let's refresh the page to see whether the image has been uploaded. Yes, this is the image. It has been uploaded to Docker Hub 2 minutes ago. Send to parent. Tag 1. Yeah. Then yeah, creating the container. Now if you go and see and run the command again, you may see a container has been created. I think yes, state started, so I should be able to have a runnable container. Let's see. Yes, it is the container with the name of zoo1. The last step I gave you in if you need to debug your YAML script, this is how you can debug. Here what I have debug is once the container has been created, it returns the container image, container item, and I stored that container item inside my container variable, and what I am going to debug is the name. That's just for the example, even though we know the name since we have given it by ourselves. So this is the debug step. So the script has been run and the container has been created. So this is the automation part. So as you can see, we haven't done anything other than run this command. If you if you need someone else to do this, even though he is not good in Ansible and writing these YAML files, what you can ask to do is run this command, and it will create the image and it will upload it to the your artifactory and also create a container. Let's go inside the container and start the Zookeeper. Now I am inside the Zookeeper, and according to my Dockerfile, it redirects to my the working directory to opt Zookeeper. Yes, and to start the Zookeeper, I need to go inside the Zookeeper folder, Zookeeper, bin, zipkit server, yes. Now Zookeeper has been started. Let's see the status. Yes, since this is a single node, it runs as a standalone Zookeeper. I think that's all for the today's tutorial. We will meet again with a new tutorial. Until then, happy coding. See you.